Wait.
I don't care.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It's your boys. We're all here.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait, actually, I gotta make sure that I'm. Oh, yeah, Have I set things up? It's been so long.
Man, Noodles finally disconnected himself from that call, Surfbone.
He's in there for a long time.
Yeah.
What up, Nate?
Hello.
Did he like text you back, Surfbone, or was he just like,
He tried calling me while I was at work.
oh, that's always fun.
By the way, for y'all who don't know, we're just working on the same cut as last time of Ichigo getting, like, flung back. I'm doing some of the bits that basically stay the same, so just moving past that I don't have to redraw. And then we'll get to drawing all the fun, cool stuff.
Will we?
The audio sounds wrong. Oh no. Wait. Oh, is that me? Wait. Oh, desktop audio's muted. Wait. No. That's right. Audio capture's right.
What do I use Cinnabar for? That's the real question. I forgot what I use Cinnabar for.
How's your first modded place you're going?
Pretty good. It's a lot of me finding stuff to yeah, you know.
I don't want the audio to be wrong.
Have you tried to make a ME system yet?
No, I've been, like, digressing and sidetracking, you know. Quicksilver?
What up, Sishway? I know.
Oh, it's for Thaumcraft. Oh, what does it do, though? Smelting... Won't tell me what it does.
Are you guys playing Minecraft together? If so, that's very cute.
No.
Oh, lame. Oh, and if y'all didn't see, Seth on his second channel made the update video saying that we're still doing this. I'll still do my video of, like, explaining exactly what's happening. In terms of, like,
doesn't have nearly the reach as the main channel.
Sure. But he's gonna put it on his main channel at the end of videos apparently, so that's good.
Turn to the main channel at the beginning of 2027.
No, 26, please, no. But yeah, we're doing that, and then I'm gonna write my script on, like, what's happening with, like, the release plan and stuff, so that we can all know what's giggity going on.
A logic processor. We need a logic press, which I don't fucking have.
Specifically audio. Oh my, everyone else is good. Damn it! Okay, one sec.
Do I have a logic press? I don't. I'm gonna hunt down another goddamn meteorite.
You have to, there's 4 things.
Do I sound...
I have the calculation.
Please tell me I sound better now.
Yeah, I gotta duplicate some of the calculation one.
I need to make sure I sound... Wait, what mic is it on now? Properties. I should be on the right one. Oh.
Oh my gosh, your audio is like roboting. Like, I just went to go listen to it.
I have no idea. Like, what? Is it this one? Oh, wait.
Turn on grandpa mode right now.
Oh, why is it doing... Oh. Is this better? Is this better? I think I have my mic coming through twice. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Now it's worse! What do you mean? Everyone messy?
Stream issues are so funny to me. What do you mean you just started up a stream the same configuration you had the last time and messed up somehow?
It's a lot worse? Oh no. Oh god, guys, I'm not cut out for this.
Chicken gold is what we need. Where's the logic one? There it is.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on.
Oh, it's better.
Wait,
Oh,
does it
there you go. It's better. Oh, okay. Oh no, wait. I need to undo.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Fuck.
because the stream is delayed, so that's why I was trying to actively listen to it.
Wait, it doesn't consume the goddamn press.
Yeah, this should be right.
It
Sounds like
doesn't.
Cosmic's being talking. He's speaking the language of the gods.
Universe. Golden silicon. How do we make silicon? Where do I get silicon? Oh, it's the crushed dust. I forgot.
Yeah, that language of the gods thing has to be one of my favorite friggin' super memes. Dragon Balls. You're about to summon
Just
in the
saw
way.
someone.
Oh, for some reason, everyone's echoing. Like,
Everyone?
except for you. Well, like, basically, we have. It's like we are like talking. It's like two people are talking at the same time whenever we talk.
Is that still happening now?
It's like if it's like echoing back on your mic.
Oh,
Maybe you have like your speakers on or something.
maybe I have my volume too high. One sec. That might be better. Speak for me. And find out for me.
Hello.
Now it's
Hello?
reversed. No! What have I done? It shouldn't be.
Smell these.
Oh my god. Why picking up this? Is it just bleeding out my headphones that bad?
It might be.
Oh my
What?
god, what? Why is it doing this? Is this better? Speak for me.
Hello, hello, hello.
Why is my... No, this is bullshit. Why is it picking you up? This is dumb. This is actually dumb. What up, Thomas? Happy New Year. Oh my god. No. Please. If I reduce my headset still, why is it capturing... Okay.
No,
So-
hold on. It might actually be better now because I didn't hear myself do a reverb when I did the hello, hello, hello thing. So
Okay.
it might be good
Okay.
now.
Okay. I've just gotta... If I can't hear you guys, it's because I got my headset down real bad. I need to change my setup soon. To be fair, I did get new mics that I should probably... Well, a mic that I should probably use.
Yeah, it's much better now from what
Okay,
I can
thank
hear.
God. Oh, good enough. What do you mean?
Is it good enough? I got a Cody in my lap right now.
Oh, cute.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Funny enough, I learned this from one of Kosu's coworkers that cats, if they have really itchy ears, they like it when you pet their ears. The
I
inside
think
of their
most
ears.
animals like that, don't they?
I don't know. I just never knew that. So I'm
Oh.
testing out on Cody, and he likes the inside
Yeah,
of the
if it
ears.
scratches like they're like...
Oh, he's a good boy.
Okay, doing these sandals, and then we'll do the other sandals, and then we get to do the fun cloth. At least it's a different cut from, you know, is it? Is it? I'll show you right now. Or is it exactly the same? It's just a continuation. I tricked y'all. It's the same cut. You're trapped in here.
Omar's
with it.
really about. Hani's not here, but he's really about. You were really about to like just replay the what's behind the fridge, Wade.
I actually did say that was here. It's like it's the fridge all over again.
It's the fridge.
I know.
Do you know what we're
Surfboard-
talking about, Omar?
Absolutely not.
There's this it's one of the biggest plot twists and or anime portrayals in streaming history,
Oh, well.
where someone sent like this guy streamer called Wade like a letter where it was like somebody pointing a gun at him, and he was just like, "What's behind the fridge, Wade?" or what's inside the fridge, Wade? He's like, "You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth?" And then he grabs the fridge and then picks it up, and it turns out it's like a cardboard cutout of a fridge. It's like, there is no fridge. I lied.
Which is a lie. Chisper says,
Dude,
I know
so
Surfbone
good.
isn't the biggest fan of JJK, putting it lightly. But what
Yeah.
about the story? Do you actually like what about the story do you actually like? And don't you dare say the fights.
Wait, hold
Saying
on.
there is no fight.
Actually,
The fights aren't even good though. Like,
well, like, hold on. Let me read exactly what he says. What about the story do I actually like about it? Well, the thing is, like, in the manga, the fights weren't that entertaining to me. If you want to like see like the entertaining aspect to it, that's why you watch the anime instead. I liked Toji. I really liked Toji.
Toji's great.
I thought forgetting his name, Mahito. I thought Mahito was really good.
Mahito's a really good character.
Yeah. That's why I think like I don't know. I thought it was weird the way he went out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. I thought Sukuna was all right. I mean, like he was fairly interesting. As like a character himself, I think he could have been done a lot better. Case study look at Madara on like how to do a better what Sukuna was supposed to be. Because what it seemed like was like Sukuna was basically if you try to take Madara and Kurama and make them the same character effectively. But they kind of failed on the Madara portion of that.
Well,
in my opinion,
kind of like what is it? Is it Kinshiki? The guy who possesses Boruto, I've forgotten his name. Momoshiki.
Momoshiki, yeah.
Isn't it just a bit like that?
I haven't really read a lot of Boruto, so I can't really answer that. I think Hashi's more equipped on tackling that.
yeah, like he has like Momoshiki in him, and it's like actually mildly interesting, but they like fumble it.
Oh.
Sukuna is probably more interesting just because like when Momoshiki pops up, it's like, oh man, like if it really came down to it, Naruto and Sasuke could just run the fade, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter. But like with Sukuna, it's always like, I don't know, man. He Gojo did beat him, but like that wasn't like full power Sukuna though, you know?
Yeah.
And so that like actually adds tension, but then like every fight in JJK is just one note garbage. So it's like
one of the better fights actually was the one that you agreed with was the one with Mekamaru.
That is a good fight. It's just so sad what happens to him. Matilda was very upset.
Yeah.
Did you cry at that? Makamaru dying? In JJK.
I'm waiting for the wait, who died?
Yeah, she was like, what? And I was no, she was like, yeah, that she did cry at that. It was quite
watching
sad.
a JJK episode is like watching TikTok for 20 minutes. While you're watching it, it seems fine, but when you look back on it, it's really...
Well, actually, I've got a hot take for the chat. I
guess
we rewatched it recently, and I was like, actually, this is not as bad as I recall. It's actually pretty good.
Don't fight me.
I'm sorry. Like, I was like, actually, story-wise, like, via the anime, is pretty interesting. The world feels lived in. The characters feel like they're taking part in the world, but the big problem, I think, is the villains, mostly. Like, they don't really have, like, a interesting purpose.
Oh, for JJK?
Yeah, it just feels, like, very contrived.
I say the opposite, personally.
Oh, okay.
I think the world feels so much so bland.
Interesting.
Basically, I think it's like because the world has potential for being much bigger than it already is, but there's so many details and so many concepts introduced that never get expanded upon ever. And I think that's one of the biggest downsides to JJK. It's just like we don't it doesn't feel like we've talked about this before with like the elders of Jujutsu High. They don't feel relevant to the story at all, other than just to be oppositions to Gojo in terms of opinion. But we know if from the story that Gojo could have just killed them at any point if
Yeah.
he really wanted to, and then he eventually does.
Yeah. It's like,
So they,
okay.
so they just served zero purpose other than to just be the guys that want Yuji dead.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, what if Gojo disagreed with them? Well, he does, and then he kills them later. And it has no
something that
consequence.
Matilda had an issue with as well. She was like, really? They just get like, what's the point in them? He just kills them later.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
sorry.
that was the problem with like Gojo, is like seemingly him getting involved in anything doesn't have a consequence to it. And it seemed like characters are always, now granted there's some better ways they went about it, about how to deal with Gojo as a character. But it was just like it was just literally put him in a box.
Yeah.
And force him into a situation. Like, I did like what they did in the Shibuya arc in terms of how to get Gojo in a position where he eventually gets sealed inside the box. I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
And the inevitable spoilers ahead for people who are anime only, but
What's up,
the
Dan?
instance
Dan?
but the instance where where Sukuna puts one of his fingers into Megumi's mouth, switching him and Yuji's bodies, that was a good twist that I even know that Hashi gave the good old "oh shit" when that moment happened. Like,
And
that
it
was a
foreshadowed
genuinely
well.
good twist. Yeah, and it was a genuinely good twist. However, that kind of stops there. It's like, imagine if we only got like inklings of what happened in the war arcs, like briefly,
Yeah.
like basically saying like, oh, there was a war that happened. We don't know what happens in the war other than that Sukuna fought a bunch of guys and that's it.
Oh.
And it's just like the thing that made me like the most upset was there's literally a panel, like there's literally a page dedicated to Gojo talking to Megumi saying, hey, do you know why the Megumi clan and the Gojo clan hate each other? And he's like, why? It's like, it's because they because they fought a lot back then.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's it. Just because they had like weird, they just had beef back then for no reason at all. It's like they just fought back then. And the only reason that lore was dropped was just so Gojo can then bring up about how Megumi's potential is high because he has because like, oh, the leader of the Gojo and Megumi clans back then were the guy who had the 6 eyes and the guy who had the 10 shadows.
Yeah.
That was the only reason that lore got dropped, and it effectively it didn't seem like Gege cared about the rest of the lore at all.
Maybe.
So like the families,
that, like, it might have been lost to time, and like Gojo saying it like that. I feel like that's quite like real. By the way, before we continue, there's a few things I have to answer in chat because I have seen the chat.
Yep.
I just need to reply to them real quick. Tamasar will reply to your one in a sec. It's just a bit longer to answer. Oh, Shinjoi says, I agree with you that Sukuna could have been so much more. A Heian era flashback, or hell, even a mini arc simulator to the Teen Gojo flashback arc could have added so much more. Ninja C says, oh, I missed the kissing scene. You're animating. Serious question though, do you guys have the general scratch storyboard for the fight completed, or a general script that you're interpreting? Yes, the general storyboard is completed, all of, like, apart from 3 minutes of it. We've had it completed for quite a while, and that's where I'm getting most of this stuff. In fact, the scratch storyboard that I work from is my reference that is here. I don't know if you can see it if it's too light, but this is what I work on and animate from on top of. And we've got like 25 minutes of that. And then Shizue says, my brother is with me now. He's asking, do you guys think the world building and the world building is bad because it mostly takes place in Japan? I personally think that's a good thing. I think that's like,
well, I think it's like, if you're going to keep your world small in Japan, then you better expand. You better. It's just like, keeping your world small is a good thing because then it's easier to keep track of, and it's easier to make things consistent, right? The problem was is that Gege gave us concepts, but he never expanded upon any of it. So it just felt like there was stuff there, but we just don't know anything about it in elaboration.
Hmm.
Right. It's just like there was a war. There's 3 family clans. We don't really know much about their history other than some minor details. Like there's no reason that the character should like the audience should ever have to care about these details whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like there's no intrigue in finding out more about the world because there was none given.
Yeah.
Like pretty much it feels like I don't know. Maybe it's something I would have to kind of like give some more thought about. But I feel like Gojo was both the best and worst part of JJK because he just becomes the main focal point throughout the entire thing. It's the only person that everyone cares about.
Hmm.
Like the only reason Megami is even a character at all is just so the 10 shadows exist.
Honestly,
at least from
I'm good with
what
that,
I
though.
can tell.
10 Shadow
Yeah, like-
Maharaga's based. I'm kidding.
Well, it's just like, man,
yeah.
if you're gonna have a character be there, like at least give him a purpose instead of just like give him like some personality, you know?
Yes,
Or like
no, I
give him like an arc to go down.
But he does have personality. He was ready to throw Maharaga on sight to everyone.
Uh-huh.
Megami's cool.
He was so lame. Like
He's
he was
cool.
actually
He's like
he's the same character throughout. He doesn't change. He's the motherfucker that basically is the same character throughout the entire thing. Gets obviously mega depression when his sister dies.
Hmm. Well, I will say one of my favorite characters is Toto. Like, dude is my spirit animal. I love him
Yeah,
so much.
I'll say Toto is another like he is like a good part of JJK, I think.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably because he was based on Kenpachi.
I love that. Oh, by the way, Tuxedo, thank you for the support over the 5 years. I really appreciate it. You dumb man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ninja, glad you're on the Patreon. We can get some cool storyboard scenes soon. I might start releasing like every few months like a little snippet of this 5-minute section that we're doing in terms of storyboards without spoiling too much. Kind of comes with the territory for fantasy worlds set in the real world. If you expand things too far out, then it actually only begs more questions. That's true, and it also then you have to deal with like the real world politics and all those other things, unless like the world is something like Resident Evil where
Well, like
the world doesn't matter as much, I guess, because it's all fucked.
because here's my big thing that I find weird. Now, granted, I haven't read the sequel to JJK, but I think it's weird that they jumped from shit only occurring in Japan to space. Like it just
what?
immediately went to it just went into fucking Boruto within the span of one fucking manga. Like
Okay, I didn't know that.
we didn't get a
That's
fucking
actually
we didn't
crazy.
get a JJK Shippuden. We went straight to Boruto basically.
That's nutty.
And everyone's just being compared to Sukuna the whole time.
Yeah, because he's the strongest now.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, he's always been.
Yeah. Kaiser says, with this slight inconvenience, I summon Megami. Probably. Yeah, I think Maharaga. You want to die? Catch these hands. Okay, so let me answer your question, Tamas. You said, how is it that you are again working with Seth? Last time it seems like you guys were in a bad relationship. We had been back when everything happened, but he has done a lot of work behind the scenes. He's apologized for a lot, taken ownership for a lot, and is consistently trying to be a better person. So that's why we're good now. And he's obviously helping get this project done, which is what I want for everyone, and to get it done in the way that we need.
To kind of summarize it, the biggest problems with the relationship back then was how Omar was being treated, how much he was getting paid by him, and both of those remedies have been squashed because now Seth is not the one funneling money, and he's already paid back what he is owed to Omar.
Yeah,
and
he's given a lot of money to this project to support. That's been behind the scenes. That's why we're as far along as we are. Well, part of the reason.
Yeah. And Seth is just dealing with his own demons now. So
but he's
there's not much for. Yeah.
He's genuinely I don't know. The reform is real. That is all I will say. And yeah, our relationship is good.
He's
now.
making an effort.
Yeah. Obviously,
So.
as that video says, if you're curious, the video that I mentioned before, it does say that like me and Clyde are still keeping an eye on him. So if he was to be bad, we would be like, get his ass, you know. But no, he's being great.
Yeah. Well, it's just like that. Like, basically, what Clyde is effectively saying is just that what Seth did back then can't be repeated again.
Yes.
And won't be repeated again.
Yeah.
Like,
And
if Seth, like, for some reason, something clicked in his mind and he wanted to go back to the way he was, that's not possible anymore.
And he also...
Things have definitely changed.
Yeah, and he also, I don't think, wants to be that person. He never did. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah. He says, doesn't JJK fall under the urban fantasy genre, so the world can have art history but with magic essentially, so it doesn't have to explain much? I mean, yeah, but you still have to do so much with that.
Well, the problem is that the fantasy elements were not the ones that were explained well. Like, obviously, if you're going to set things in the real world, then you don't need to explain those things. You're just going to assume that those things are true until told otherwise. Like, for instance, how Kenjaku was actually Hitler the whole time.
What? Was he actually?
Yes! That's like...
Oh my god, I hate that.
Kenjaku was Black Zetsu. Like, he's literally the Black Zetsu of the series. His whole thing is that he's been around and he's possessed all like the most evil men in history.
But why?
And like one of the panels we got was that he literally was Hitler.
That's so dumb. Okay, maybe I take that back. I didn't realize. I haven't gotten that far. I was like, yeah, that's actually dumb.
He
was Hitler.
I thought
that's
that was
lame.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. And also, like, why?
Okay.
Did they ever explain why he's evil? Is it just evil guy? That the only
As
evil.
far as I'm aware, it's never explained. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. However, one of the biggest things I hated about JJK, and I think I've told you this before, or at least told somebody, that one of my biggest my biggest gripes was in a scene when Mekumaru was talking with Kenjaku and Mahito. And basically, they were having to explain to Mahito why he can't kill and/or harm Mekumaru was because of the binding vow that they made. And then Mahito was just like, well, why? It's like, who cares if I break the binding vow? And he's like, and then Kenjaku says, well, here's the problem. Binding vows with yourself are relatively fine because if you break it, all you do is just lose what you got. But when you make a binding vow with somebody else, no one knows what the real consequences are for that, and I don't think we should find out. And I'm like, what?
Nah, we should have found out.
What do you mean? No, but... And I'm like, well, like, what do you mean in, like, the entire history of JJK, no one has ever been dumb enough or curious enough to fuck around and find out?
I
Nobody?
feel like if I was Kenjaku, who was, like, jumping different bodies, I'd have at least tried it once. Especially if he's
like, to see what it does.
personified or whatever.
Well, that's the thing, is like, you're telling me no one has ever done that? And this is coming from the guy who basically has been there since the start of everything?
One thing I want to ask, when they had
that seems such a lame way of, like, basically trying to walk around what the consequences are. Like, they could have just said, you die if you... And that would have been fine.
Yeah.
It was basically because...
when they showed that he was Hitler, did they do the stupid stitching on his head as well?
Yes.
Oh, I hate that. I hate all of
that.
Well,
that's how they demonstrated that he was Kenjaku.
I hate that. That is so bad. Couldn't they have just been like, that's why he had a comb over? It was hiding the thing. Oh, God. I thought it was more like a Orochimaru kind of character. I mean, I guess apparently he said he did it all because it was fun. I mean, I feel like that's not what. If so, that's a bad reason. Real bad reason. I am evil because fun. Especially for that long. Because you'd see, like, the consequences of your actions. And you'd be like, maybe it isn't that fun. I keep losing.
Yeah, here, I have the official artwork
Oh no.
for you, Omar, just so you can see.
I might put it on stream depending on how bad it is. If you break the binding bow, then you explode into 50 bears and then ascend into the sky and turn to ash or something. I don't know. That would be cooler.
I would personally not put it on stream because
Yeah,
YouTube
no,
has
it's-
a really
yeah.
big thing against the
I should-
Mr. Mustache Man.
I probably shouldn't have even
So-
said his name. I thought that was the way. I didn't think that was him. I thought that was the head of the clan.
No,
Oh,
that is him.
that is him. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Doesn't look that much like him. Huh. They should have done the most severe consequences of a binding ban with 2 parties in question. Yeah.
Well, the thing was is that it was based off of
Parties in question, sorry.
off of something from Hunter x Hunter that was fully fleshed out. Like, you didn't need to explain any further, and like the consequences of the contracts in Hunter x Hunter are very fucking clear. It's just like, take like the one that the contract that fucking, what's his name, I'm forgetting his name, the guy that he was based off of, like Sasuke,
Mhm.
like Scarlet Eyes person. I don't know why I'm forgetting their name.
Oh, Kapika or something.
Oh, Kurapika.
Krapika, yeah.
Yeah. That Kurapika makes a contract saying, I can only use like my amped version of my abilities on the spiders, and if I use it on anybody else, then I will die.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, he makes a contract with somebody else, and it's like, if you do this, then you will die, but if I break this, then I will die. Like, very fucking simple.
Yeah.
But JJK is just, we don't know what the consequences are. No one's ever decided to find out.
Yeah, they should have just done like, oh, we die.
Like, that just seems, yeah, they could have just said, we die, and everyone would have accepted it, but we just get zero explanation.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me as like a writing choice.
Yeah. Or even if it was like, if you break it, you become subjugated to whoever like that you
Yeah.
broke it to. That would have been interesting.
The other thing I hate about like granted how like the Mechamaru fight was a good fight, I didn't like how basically the one thing that gets used in the one thing that Mechamaru uses in order to keep himself alive during that fight is a brand new concept that never gets like there was nothing that like foreshadowed it happening. It was just an ability that got introduced in that fight only. There was nothing indicating that that was a thing that you can do, and then because of that, they had to dedicate an entire page to explaining it. There were several instances where it felt like either I would have to reread the fight again to remember what my gripes were, but it had something to do with like, how come when these situations happen, why didn't either characters just straight up die, or why wasn't Mahito more scared of him in these instances? Like, it felt like that like what kind of ruined the fight for me.
Sorry for accidentally turning this into a JGK stream, but why JGK becomes a 5 out of 10 instead of a 7 out of 10 is because we never find out what the merger is. Why introduce it if you can't even explain it? I've always heard stuff about this merger. I haven't like read the manga. I just know certain spoilers. I have no idea what the merger is.
This
one is too big.
Okay, I'm trying to remember exactly. Luckily, the culling games are about to happen.
Yeah.
And let's see. We never find out what the merger is. I'm pretty sure we do. The problem is that the merger plot point just never gets fleshed out, and or it basically just becomes irrelevant because Sukuna becomes a thing, and now the culling games no longer becomes a thing, and also Kenjaku just gets killed off as well. Like, so it doesn't really amount to anything either.
Oh,
I don't know. It's
Bestest
like, what was
Bro
the
is
point
here.
of Kenjaku? What was the point of Kenjaku being there?
True.
Yeah.
Bestest Pro said, "I will be a defender of the merger." Doesn't need to happen if it means everyone loses. I mean, I guess.
Actually, let me just look up. I don't. What is the merger? JJK. Tell me, AI overview. Kenjaku's grand plan to fuse the ancient, evolving, immortal Tengen with the entire non-sorcerer population of Japan, creating a godlike entity of immense cursed energy to usher in a new era of Jujutsu.
Oh.
A cataclysmic event that was triggered by the Culling Games and serves as a potential endgame threat, potentially turning Japan into a single monstrous consciousness. So, I guess the Ten Tails, like relatively, kind of, but like on a much grander scale, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. Even he doesn't know what it is. Oh.
Well, they didn't want to just merge all cursed spirits. They wanted to fuse literally the entire population of Japan. Like,
Wait, I need to check. This is actually.
Kenjaku wants to fuse everyone just to see what happens. Yeah,
For
he
fun.
wants to do that, but he doesn't want. He wants to do that, but he doesn't want to find out what the consequences are when you break a vining vow with somebody.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry, guys. JJK sucks.
JJK's alright. I'll still say that.
If you turn your brain off, yes, it's enjoyable.
No, like some of the characters.
And if you only watch the anime,
some of the character stuff, and like, yes, I am a pure anime watcher.
look, if you want a better version, just watch Bleach.
True.
I am not kidding when I say, well, that was the whole thing. It's just that me and Hashi initially, it was technically my second reread of JJK. It was his first time. He hated it. Then he's like, man, I need something to like kind of wash out this stench that I have in my mouth and my eyes. It's like, let's read Bleach for the first time. And then he's like, damn, this is so good. This is what JJK
Should
like
have been.
this is what everything, well, it's like not only what it should have been, it's like it's what's heavily based off of, but it takes a lot of the concepts introduced in Bleach and then does them terribly.
Like oh god. Like Tosen's Bankai being like the inspiration for the main expansion. Like, I don't know, Bleach is inspirational, man. Bleach is great. That's why I'm drawing the goat right now. One sec. Brother said even if it was just funny, a funny face, he'd be okay with it. What? He just wants to push it forward regardless of the outcome. Yeah, I guess that would be worse. JJK's peak. No, it's not. That's a horrible way to put it. Turn your brain off. Bleach and JJK have great concepts, but each play on different things.
I suppose.
Yeah,
turn your brain off. Look at the pretty colors on screen. You'll enjoy JJK a lot.
Well, okay, I've got writer girlfriend Matilda. Matilda, which one is better, JJK or Bleach in your opinion? Oh, she without even like a frame delay, Bleach.
All right, actually, here's a better question for her if she's seen it. JJK or Demon Slayer?
Oh, JJK or Demon Slayer?
That's not fair.
Why is that not fair?
Because one's squishy and one's epic. That's not fair.
What do you, wait, which one's squishy and which one's epic?
It's squishy
Because Tanjiro's cute. Wait, what? I'm surprised. I thought you would have said Demon Slayer straight away.
Well,
Because of the movie. Oh yeah. Because of the movie Demon Slayer. I'm surprised that's
because
close
of the
for you.
movie.
Oh yeah, the whole powers not being there thing does suck. You know how
Well,
like
that's
they're
if you,
doing like
well,
water
well,
breathing.
that's
and
only
it's-
if you. Well, that's only if you believe, in what the author says. Which I'm going just say you don't have to, because there's nothing that indicates in the series itself that they're just making this shit up.
True.
If anything, there's a lot of things that go against that. So I think it's fair to just be like, fuck what the author says. What
He's
is
wrong.
shown in the show is like exactly what's happening.
I feel Hashi rising in his seat. Like, yes, that's the author. Yes, good.
Yeah. There's a lot. Look,
Honestly, no,
fine
in that
if you want to-
circumstance, I
if you,
agree.
if you think, well, that's the thing, right? It's like, if you think what the you think the author is spitting and that the series reflects that, then go ahead. But it's not like just because he says it, it means that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I was having to explain to talk to somebody earlier about the whole idea of like, if their intent was to communicate a certain thing and it doesn't get properly communicated at all or not communicated, then that's the fault of the author, not the reader.
Yes, agreed.
For not seeing that. It's like, oh, actually, I meant the sky to be blue, but it doesn't look blue at all. It's like, well, that's maybe you should have drawn it blue.
Omar, side comment. I have a video idea if you'd like to help with. Yeah, sure. To stray away from the curse. Oh wait, sorry. I need to read some of this. The issue I have with is Gege wrote himself into a corner by essentially saying, well, we can't have it happen if all the characters are dead, can we? Why write it that way if it becomes irrelevant later? True. The concept of writing is to push that narrative of where does humanity go from here. True. Like, it has to be stated in the story. It's funny because many say that JJK is like Bleach, but an actual good anime. Hey, you listen here. You listen here. Fucking Bleach is amazing. You shut your mouth. Oh, you'll DM
who's
me?
the one
Okay,
that-
hell yeah.
Wait, did someone fucking
Yeah,
like
it's
bash
J.
Bleach?
Yeah, yeah, saying that J. That was Tamas who said
Yeah.
it. No, was it? Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
It's
no,
funny
because many
because
say that
many things
JJK
that-
is like. Oh no, he says. Yeah, no, the other people say that. Sorry, I
Many
was
say
about
that-
to slander.
because
Thomas
many
there.
say that JJK is like Bleach, but
Yeah,
an
but
actual
better. Yeah,
good anime.
yeah, that's what a lot
No,
of
it
people
just
say,
has
apparently.
it just has better animation than Bleach does, but Bleach
And
has
only sometimes.
better everything.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
nothing will still beat that. Some of the animations in Bleach, some of that stuff is amazing. Like the Grimjow first fight.
Mhm.
The third fight. The Ulquiorra fight.
One.
In the Hellverse movie, that shit was gas.
Come on, buddy, stop bothering Mochi. Nope.
I've seen video titles that say that. Oh my gosh. Send me them. I will shoot them down.
Well, it's like JJK's like Bleach because it's heavily inspired off of it.
Yeah.
Like evidently and stated by the author himself. Spaz.
I'm just trying to make sure that I make.
What do you
Don't
think
make this-
ruined any online discourse? Death of the author or the curtains are blue?
Definitely the curtains. are
Ruined
blue,
any-
I don't know what that is.
The curtains are blue. I don't know what that is.
I'm
but I don't know
assuming it's
how
like the
Death of the
whole
author
sky is blue
ruins.
thing. That you're.
I heard,
If-
I heard
if-
someone argue that. I think it was in your server, but it's like this thing from a book. It's like, yeah, I don't know what, but it's like a very death of the author like argument. Hashi would probably know what it is if you want to drag his ass back in here.
Yeah, I don't know where he went, but
He's in your server.
But like, I don't know how
Oh.
Death of the Author ruins conversations when it's the thing that actively promotes conversations to happen.
Yeah.
Because when you go super hard on what the author states, you're actively trying to end conversations from happening. It's like it's the conversation's over now because the author said this. It's like, oh, now we can't discuss it anymore because the author's word is law.
Mm.
Oh, Hashi went into my server.
Yeah, that's what Nate just said.
I see that. No, I didn't see that. How different do you think the core 4 is going to be from the manga series since they're going to add a lot of new stuff? I mean, we don't know. Like,
I
all
do
we
know they
know is
changed
that they're
the
going
skin
to add
color,
more.
which I'm sad about.
They changed the skin color.
On Horn of Salvation, it was white. Now it's not, and I'm very sad.
What?
Yeah. So we have
What?
to recolor a lot of stuff, which is annoying, but it's
Are
fine.
you kidding me?
No.
Why did they recolor it?
I don't
Please
know.
I was gonna make
explain
a
why
joke about it, but I don't think it's the type of joke to be said on a live stream.
What's that? What did you say?
I'm not saying it.
Oh.
I said I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think it's the type of one you do on a live
Oh,
stream.
it's my bad. Oh, fair. What do you think? Speaking of Bleach, how different do you think? Oh yeah, sorry, that was it. I will defend JJK with my life. Well, I think people see certain things and focus on it. Yeah, but when you say with your life, are you actually saying? Do you think it's better than Bleach? Bestest bro, please don't let me down. Don't you dare say what I hope you won't say. Bestest bro.
with my
please.
life? Well, I think people see certain things and focus on it. I truly believe JJK is love, but I don't know if people are ready to talk about it. JJK is not.
JJK is not.
No.
No, to be fair,
I
I
think-
really do like
I-
JJK, the anime so far.
I think the anime is enjoyable, but I just I don't know. The more I think about JJK, the more I get frustrated because there were so many good things introduced that just never get expanded upon, never get elaborated on, or it just goes down the shitter. Like, I'm sorry, there's just too much. I just can't. There's not a lot that I like about JJK. Like, honestly, I would rather watch Demon Slayer 1,000 times over than I would
Wait, why do you keep saying that like Demon Slayer is bad? Isn't Demon
It's not
Slayer
that
good?
it's bad. It's not like.
Demon Slayer is the epitome of okay anime and manga.
What? I love that shit. I thought it was really good.
I will say, because
Carried by
I think-
animation.
well, I think Demon Slayer has a lot of good elements to it. That I think one of the things that I like that Demon Slayer does better than JJK does is that it gets you to care more about what the characters are going through, and it gives you like way more backstory into them to get you to care about them. Like the whole fact that we know so much about like a lot of the demons that Tanjiro slays, and we end up feeling like more empathetic towards them as a result.
Yeah.
And it ends up like giving people like reason to have like Akasa, I think that's his name, like why they're like in his like top 3 favorite characters.
If I could remember
and they're
them
not
right
just
now, I could name like 5 different shonens that have that same trope.
I mean Bleach as well.
yeah. Well,
Not
it's just
even
like
Bleach. It's not like Ichigo changed like Aizen's mind.
No. But they always like they show like the
Like, every demon that like he fights aside from like, or every like major demon that they fight aside from like Muzan,
Yeah,
like have a
like,
change
I
of
think-
heart at the end. I was like, man, come on. Like,
Yeah, like, I think-
But they were
With,
people before.
no what No Lava said. I just think one of the best parts about Demon Slayer is that it has fun characters, and I think there's a lot of like instances where you watch certain things because you like the interactions between characters, and you look forward to like certain characters interacting because of the dynamics they might create as a result. I don't really get that with JJK.
I'm not gonna say Demon Slayer is bad, but I don't think it's,
Sorry, I'm
like,
only just look back at chat to see what
top
best is
tier
pro
anime.
saying. Not ready to talk about it. I will join chat and talk about it. Demon Slayer is good. People think. I mean, hey, if you want to join one of the chats in the Discord, I can drop you in.
I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's not good either. Like,
Because we got 10
it's
minutes.
the,
On.
it's the epitome of actually, mind me, My Hero Academia is the epitome of okay. It has like 3 major arcs, and you couldn't name a single thing aside from like the 3 or 4 major like points in that show. You couldn't.
The upper 6 didn't really change. Well, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know if the upper 6 like ever like get expanded upon in terms of like their backstory or who they were before they became demons. But I still think it does a lot better job at like doing that with every other character than JJK does ever with just one. Like I think the only characters we ever get stuff like that are for Yuji, Gojo, fucking what's his name? It was Gojo's best friend. Don't know why I'm
bestest bro,
forgetting.
going to Ichigo. Oh yeah, you're there. Let me check.
Geto. We get that a little bit with Geto.
What a bestest bro. How you doing?
Hello.
And then
Let me
Toto.
defend my fucking series.
Oh my god.
What is this slander? Okay,
It's
okay,
not
it's
slander.
it's one thing to be like, oh, I like Bleach over JJK, but to be like, Bleach is good, JJK trash. I'm like, it's like we're anime enjoyers, we're manga enjoyers. We have to have like different stories we enjoy. No,
True.
We're
That
able
is
to
true.
be able to like, hey, like Bleach
Yes.
does this well, JJK does this well, but like because it's like, oh, merger never happened, bad show. I'm like, what? The merger never happened
that
because
never said
the concept of it is like, if they all lose, the merger happens. And then Kenjaku's like, I don't really care what it is. I just want to keep pushing forward with cursed energy, right? And the whole concept of like the whole like reason the calling game started because he wants to set another golden age of jujutsu, right? Pushing it forward. He doesn't care what happened. He just wants to cause chaos because chaos pushes the boundary to like push cursed energy, cursed techniques and whatnot, right? And then Yuki on the other hand wants to deviate from it, and humanity is supposed to be let's stray away from cursed energy. So that's the whole concept of like the two. The merger doesn't need to happen in order to be like, because you introduced a topic, that means that it needs to happen. It doesn't need to happen. It would have been cool to like have the concept happen, but it didn't really need to. And then I also have to understand that like Gege was like dying. So I'm like, hey, if you want to just like finish this series the way you want to, that's it. I have gripe with the ending, but I have one main point in the ending that I really dislike. But that's just me. But I still love it.
Personally, for me, I think, I think the bigger reason why some people now, granted, I don't know if it's necessarily that it's just that the merger didn't happen. I think it's just what the story would have been far more interesting if the merger did happen, because I think it would have been a very interesting threat for the characters to come across rather than just Sukuna takes on everyone.
Well, I actually have a question.
Yes.
With
Not
what
to
I
say
know
that
of
that was
the-
bad, but I think it would have been more interesting.
With what I know
personally.
of the merger, why would it have been more interesting if all of humanity like ends?
It's
Yeah.
all of just it's only just Japan. Like
Well-
all of Japan, like all like the non-sorcerers of Japan merge into a godlike being. I think it could have led into something far more interesting.
I
of,
actually
like
don't know if I agree with
conflict.
So
It was-
originally when
'cause-
I was like reading the manga when it was coming out, I came out with the video and a theory to the concept of Yuji ripping out. Wait, hold on. I don't know how. Do we care about spoilers here too much?
that. Okay,
I
spoilers.
think we
Spoiler
kinda-
warning. Here is your
kinda-
spoiler warning
Yeah,
for JJK.
Spoiler warning. So when Yuji is fighting Megumi, right, and he's splitting Sukuna from the soul, I assume my thought process was because he ate Tengen's, I guess the Tengen fetus, right, that Sukuna would use that as a new host to become the merger, and then change a rule within it because he killed so many sorcerers at this point that I thought he would be able to use the point to change a rule that says, okay, now he can start the merger and merge with whoever currently remaining. That's what I thought. But also I had to take into account, again, Gege's dying, and he needed to like end the series because it's just not sustainable. But I understand like the concept of like it would be interesting, right? But if he has what he has laid out and then kind of clean it up, I still think it was a good ending. Was it the best ending I could have possibly had? Hell no. Hell no. Was it entertaining? Yes. Was there like things I feel like were very rough around the edges? Yes. 100% yes. Is it a bad anime? Is it a bad manga? Hell no. That changed my life.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Put up
But-
Elijah. By the
Yeah.
way.
But if we ever want to talk about why I think JJK is about love, we can talk about it.
I actually do. But before you do
I
that,
thought you were.
I
I
want-
thought you were being metaphorical, not that it was
No,
literally about
I
love.
literally
So that's why.
think, because like it's the love between like, well, I guess like there is love within it, but you have like so like really quick, right? You have JJK 0, right? You have Yuta and Rika, like the twisted like love is the most twisted curse, right? Thinking that Yuta created the curse Rika created the curse, but it was actually Yuta, right? And then that love like between that balance, and then the love between Geto and Gojo, even after all the time that they've been apart from each other, they truly do love each other and understand each other because of like their strength, right? And even though like Geto was doing massacres and killing people, calling people monkeys, I still think that even Gojo can see past that and saw him as like he truly still loved Geto at that moment. And even in Shibuya arc, the girls understood that Geto still loved Gojo, right? And didn't want to defile his memory. And it's just like, I understood that you love, like, that's your best friend, so I won't do anything to him. You know what I mean? And then like you have how Yuji loves like the people around him and everything, what does everything to like prevent them from dying, and you have him fighting so hard and then also accepting. I think him loving the people and accepting his role in the JJK world showed that he's willing to do what he needs to do to protect the people, even if it is against Mahito's like view, like, hey, we're both the same people, we're killing cursons the same way we would kill humans. So like, and then what it means to be like strong in this world and what it means to protect. It's like a lot of love involved in it. Again, like the second Gojo said like love is the greatest curse, I'm like, hey yo, this shit about love from beginning to end. Even Tengen and Kenjaku, they got something there. Kenjaku with Yuji, like the love of like a child. You got like brother sibling love. You got like sisterly love with Maki and Mai. Oh my god.
Interesting.
Even Sukuna
I will say I did like JJK Zero. I honestly don't think I had any gripes with what was in that one. I think personally for me,
What up, Musketeers?
I liked the what's it called? I like the dynamics between the characters
Also, I agree.
of like Yuta and his group of
thought he was pulling that as well.
of other people. I think I like them way better than I did with Yuji, Nobara, and Megami way more. And personally, this is just like my personal thing, not that it's like a bad thing on JJK. I just think if they were just like the main characters the whole time, I would have probably think that the story would have been better. But I mean, Yuji's
what do you
fine.
What do you think falls
I think
apart
Yuji's
because of not choosing them as the main characters?
I don't feel like there's a good dynamic between the three, Yuji, Megami, and like Nobara. I can't now. I'm forgetting how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, Nobara.
Nobara.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we don't really get like a good, like we don't get like those filler moments where we actually see them have like a fully fleshed out dynamic between them.
Like, I do a little.
When like typically
I do like to touch on that subject because I think it's also the way Gege writes, and I do like to touch on that topic that you said, that if it is presented to the reader and the author said that they want to convey it this way, but the reader doesn't get it, does it mean it's on the author? I think half and half. It depends on like how it's presented, and also if we take into account like if we have a knowledge of certain aspects, right? So like let's say like you see a frame or something, and then like let's say a terminology you're not familiar with and how it's used. Like I believe in certain translations when Maki fights Naoya, I think he said like something like, what is it, like, when were you into, or something like along the lines of like, go ask Mai or something, like what it means to be a woman or something. And it's like incentivized, like if you didn't get that, you would like it shows that he raped Mai within the story, like, or sexually assaulted her in the story, because again they're very misogynistic in the Zenin clan, right? And then like if you don't catch that, is that on the authors or not on you? You know, it's like half and half. It depends on like what they're trying to portray,
in that
right?
aspect. Well, no, yeah, I'm saying like when I was talking about that, if there's nothing like literally at all that points towards something, then you can't blame the reader for not seeing something that's not there.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
If there's
so
enough
it's like
context
a 50-50
clues,
then, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is like it obviously depends on the situation. But in my case, what I was saying was if you're trying to invent something that's not there and then say, well, the author said it's there, and it's like, well, is it actually presented in the story? Is there anything to indicate that? Or are they context clues? And if there's nothing, then there's nothing. And that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if there's something there and the author did put it there and you can see it for your own eyes, then it's just like, cool. It took the author to have to point it out to you, but like...
So for
you to get it, yeah.
for the like the little slice of life thing that you're talking about, like to get them to kind of
I mean, that happened
I
with
feel
the
like there
whole
was-
girl
there
who
was-
was
there was
into
enough-
Yuji, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
like-
There was like enough there. I feel like to validate who they are because they all kind of stayed true to who they were and like continue fighting, especially with the when Nobara has her background with everything and like all the chairs are left unopened
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the people who are filling those are only the people who kind of understood her. I feel like without like saying too much and showing that, you can already resonate that Yuji, Megumi, and Gojo had such an impact on her and everything like that.
Let me
So-
give an
so-
example of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you know how in the beginning of Bleach we have like those that the substitute Soul Reaper arc,
Yeah.
and like one of the like broadly one of the main purposes of that arc was to establish the relationship between Ichigo and Rukia, right? And then
Yes.
while also introducing the characters of Chad and Orihime, and it's like very slow paced, getting you to introduce to these characters, find out what they're all about, and then you immediately get slapped in the face with Rukia is captured, she's going to possibly die. And
So
now,
what's the time frame from that? What's the time frame from the capture and introduction? What's the time frame? Like how many chapters is that?
It's quite a
You know?
few.
I think it's like around 40 chapters. All I know is that it's at least 20 episodes in the anime.
Yeah, because you have like the Grand Fisher arc and everything too, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you get more on all those. So I think there's a benefit and there's also like a drawback, right? Like you get that, which is nice. To be fair, I would have loved more time with the main cast, like more open everything. But I think now in like Shonen Jump,
It's just
I
with
guess.
the way storytelling is done nowadays.
yeah,
Well,
storytelling's a
'cause-
lot faster. You have to keep someone like I think fear of being axed, right? And you got to keep people like interested like constantly. I think if you see like chapter 50 compared to like other animes and like manga like back then, not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they got to a certain point faster, you know?
Yeah, well, like what I'm trying to say is the reason why I think what Bleach did was really good and JJK doesn't really have that is that it establishes the characters so you care about them. So then when something does happen to them, you care, right? It's like, oh fuck, Ruki get captured. Oh shit, like what does Ichigo think he's gonna go after her? I wonder what he's feeling like in this situation. And now you're enticed in the plot because you care about the relationship between those two. And you want to see it through to the end to see what happens. And I feel like because of how JJK starts off in chapter 1, you don't really get that. You just have characters immediately thrust into the world and they're going through battles really quickly.
See,
And you
Kaiser,
never get
love
those
you.
moments where they get like we don't get those moments where we need to like have those establishments of who is Yuji, why should we care about him, including Megumi. It just like it's like spliced in between.
Weirdly, I
just
somewhat
don't
agree with
care.
you. I
Yeah.
But I
go
think-
with Omar.
I think the characters themselves, we actually get to find out why we should care about them along the journey. The difference that you're speaking to there with Bleach and JJK is more the like through line of really big. They feel big in comparison to the rest of the story and what's happening with the characters. And we have like an emotional reason to want this thing to happen. For example, saving Rukia because we've gotten close to her. Whereas within JJK, we're not really told. We're told a lot to care about, the fingers coming back and all that stuff, but the curse plan is kind of jumped on us. We have no emotional a relationship to it because it seems so big and also kind of weird. It feels kind of like goofy in a way. And then same with the culling games. It feels like it comes out of nowhere basically.
Yeah. Well, like my biggest problem with the culling games was that it was like one of the ways where you had a bunch of the old Jujutsu sorcerers introduced that we never get to see.
Yeah.
And it's just like we never get to be like, well, who is this guy? And it's like he's just an old guy from back then.
Yes, like
Do we
okay.
know about his history, who he is, what did he do? Did he fight Sukuna? Nope, we don't know anything about them. They just were Jujutsu sorcerers. Now they're alive again, and that they had contracts with Kenjaku, and that's it. And I'm like, we don't. It's like, man, what? It's basically like the war arc, but worse. because at least in like Naruto's war arc,
That's a bold
You-
statement, but that's I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Oh, no. Hey, I mean, if those are fighting words.
No, I want
the
to
reason-
be able to have a productive conversation, so
Well,
I
yeah,
let
well, no,
people
so
talk.
the reason why I say that, Besties bro, is because at least when characters were in like old revived characters were introduced, we find out who they were and what their significance is. We don't get that with the Culling games ever.
I think too-
there's
oh,
only
good,
like a
good.
select few that are like that.
Yeah, but I would like to say that it felt the same way with the war arc as well. Like the 7 swordsmen, I could not care at all. I just thought maybe
Well, that one-
it was
that
fun,
one's-
right? And then you have I mean, you just have like the Raikage and stuff. I'm like, I've only heard of you guys and stuff. Like, only significance you guys have is that you have a title. And I'm like, I kind of want to feel really cool about this, but like, it just had the like kind of the same thing. But I understand. But by all means, I understand that if you want to introduce a character, you want to have like some kind of like tangible thing that you can hold on to. It's like, this is who you are. But I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like, you don't need to know that to like get the plot going. It's like just chaos, you know?
Well,
But
no,
again-
it's
but
just
again-
like, if you want to
yeah.
care about who Yuji's fighting, you should maybe explain who the fuck he's fighting and not just he is
I-
strong dude from back then.
I will say,
But
At
who
least
was
with,
he
like,
fighting that what wasn't
Naruto
compelling
and fighting
in the Culling
Raikage,
games?
it's like
it's interesting. I think I actually agree with the main merit of both of your points. but
get back in the room.
I think the key
open
difference
the
with
door.
Naruto for a lot of the characters like the Seven Swordsmen is at least we were even told about them. These people we weren't even
Yeah.
told about. But even
Yeah.
then, it's not. The war is bad because we're like set up with the infinite Tsukuyomi and we've like.
But you
dealt with a
also have
lot
to
of the
take into
bad
account
guys.
that you had 700 chapters
Yes.
to build
Yeah.
any of those characters.
Agreed.
And JJK, you only had a third of that.
Yeah.
So we have to take into account what
like-
we're comparing to, right?
Yeah.
well, I think the problem is that like I said, the reason like it's like all we needed to know about them was why it's like who are they and why do they matter in terms of fighting them. And we got that in the war arc. We didn't get that in the Culling games ever.
But in the Culling game,
And you
people
would
were
only-
like, hey, I want to go. Kenjaku's like, hey, do you want to go in a big fight? Yes. That's kind of all they knew. It's kind of like a time capsule, right? They just kind of woke up.
I know, but I'm
and
saying
then-
like we got nothing in terms of like I feel like if we even got like those like little My Hero cutscenes where they just broadly explained who they were and
Mhm.
why they're significant, I think that would have just been infinitely better than just nothing. Like anything is better than nothing.
True.
Okay, I mean,
And that's what
understandable,
I'm
yeah.
trying to say. Granted,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to say the war arc did all of those concepts better. I'm like the concept like of like getting us to care about this like the 7 swordsmen of the mist. At
Yeah.
least we knew who they were or
Mhm.
why they matter. Whether or not
I
they
just
ended up
think
being
too-
a credible threat
Mhm. Yeah.
was not good at all. I agree with you there. Like
Yeah. I just think for the Culling game there was so many like the whole concept just like it's just chaos, right? So I kind of didn't think of like everyone who's being here needs to be here. There has to have like some motivation, right? But for the war arc,
Yeah.
it just felt like they were reviving the powerful people. So I'm like, I need to understand why these people held these titles, why I should care about like, oh, they revived this guy. Oh my god, why is this guy revived? 'Cause there are some people who have some wacky like abilities in the Culling games, like
And
the guy
I
who can make his
think-
like a body that explodes, like explosion body and stuff like that, and like
Yeah,
it's just
I
really
think-
interesting.
yeah,
I'd say
sorry
it's
to
interesting.
interrupt you, but like one of the problems I think for a reason like that kind of like made the Culling games worse was the fact that I don't think Gege really went hard on the world building. So I think like if he made a bunch of those pre-established concepts, then it would have been easier to introduce those characters without a lot of necessary explanation. And I
Like
think
which way?
if-
What do you
Yeah.
mean by that? When you mean world building
Like
in the sense
imagine
of like
imagine if one of the characters was like an old member of like the Megami clan or like the Gojo clan or something like that. Then at the very least, you would just know he was a powerful sorcerer and he's from the Gojo clan. Like, okay. And if like they maybe expanded upon like the relevance of both of those clans like a little bit more, then you would
Yeah.
just need to know he is this guy and he was an old sorcerer from this clan. It's like, okay, cool. And like if you end up like mentioning him like one name, like imagine if it was like Madara and how he only gets mentioned like every once in a while as just he was the powerful dude back then.
To be
Yeah.
to be fair,
Then he gets introduced. It's like, oh shit, he's been mentioned all these times. I wonder who he is, and now you have intrigue, right?
Yeah.
Like if you gave some build up to like some of these characters in like a subtle way, I feel like then people would have been more invested in who Yuji was fighting and be like, oh, how is he going to come out on top against these old sorcerers of the past, you know?
All right, I'll say something, but Omar, I feel like you want to say something.
no, actually, I wasn't gonna say anything that helps.
Oh, okay. Did you want to say something though?
no, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I was gonna say like I think Gege in terms of writing, I think he's a very show and tell later if he wants to, which I am very happy to because it's like a different perspective on writing rather than tell and then show, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that type of thing, but seeing that like a curse technique being used and then seeing it applied and you're like, whoa, what does that do? Next chapter explains it and whatnot. I kind of like that because the concept of like weekly writing and stuff like that, you're like, oh wow, what is this? And we all kind of like get invested in it because we're so like wondering what this concept is or whatever. Like what is it, like different things where I think the 3 domain expansion lock, everyone's like, oh, what are their domains? It breaks, right? You don't get that, right? And then you have different things where when it was revealed when Toto came back, or like certain people like get saved, or usually using domain, or simple domain, like stuff like that. It's okay to show and then tell, but it doesn't need to be this huge hype. Like everything that needs to be shown doesn't need to be foreshadowed. Like that's really good with One Piece. Like I love that with One Piece.
Okay, so the reason why I brought up the whole telling thing was to demonstrate that the problem was that Gege didn't show us anything with them, and all we got was what was demonstrated in those battles. So it gave no reason for anyone to care about what's going on in the Culling games, other than these characters are fighting random people that Kenjaku like had contracts with. We don't know why they're dangerous or anything like that. Like we just know nothing. That's why I said even if we got the telling, that was enough. But I
just feel like anyone
problem
who would be associated with Kenjaku would be evil, right? Because he helped Sukuna make those fingers and make him immortal. So anyone willing to do that would be either powerful or seem as worthy for Kenjaku. So it's kind of like if anyone would be working with Aizen, you would assume they're already strong. You don't have to show, don't have to tell, they don't have to be foreshadowed. They're working with this person or involved with the person.
Well, I think I don't know if necessarily Aizen's a good comparison, because there can be any reason for why someone would want to work for or be under Aizen,
or anyone
as opposed
like,
to Kenjaku.
But like,
Kenjaku,
but then again,
like
I guess we can do other examples like Madara, right? Obito, right? Even though he was like a very good, was kind of being used, right? Obito still is strong, right? So like anyone really, like anyone in the Akatsuki, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not having to say that they are necessarily 100% working with them, that are 100% powerful, but anyone associated with that probably is dangerous.
I will say
the problem I'm presenting is that we don't get any like enough information, if any at all, about these characters, and I think that's why the Culling games for me just felt like such a bore, because I had no reason to care about it other than what the end goal was.
One thing I will say...
go ahead. Yeah, go Omar.
Sorry, I was going to jump in. As someone who doesn't know all the spoilers, does know some, hasn't read all the manga, the Culling games at the moment seems like it's been set up pretty well. I don't think it was adequately
the idea
translated.
Of the Culling games was, but
well, I mean, even as like someone who's
set
just
up
like
of everybody else there.
But it's more the like setup for it seems pretty good, apart from the fact they didn't adequately explain that it was like sorcerers from the past. If they'd done that, say like it's strong sorcerers from the past and we're like taking over, that would have been more interesting. But the general vibe, the setup, the anticipation for this moment is interesting. It's more interesting to me than the curses plan. And it does feel like the world is like kind of fucked. I will say it's just like the way I view it as a viewer, who doesn't know the rest of it. This part so far has been set up well. It seems.
Well, because here's my thing is like the one character that does like get like that type of like introduction and development, it's only like limited to one character, and that was like Higuruma. Like he's the only one that ever gets like an introduction to who he is, and it's only and I think it's mainly because he ends up becoming a part of the main cast way later on.
I see.
But what about the manga
And,
artist?
and
Manga
Hmm?
artist had a whole background about manga.
there was that one too. I forgot.
Yeah,
like,
and then we
I
have
think-
the
I guess- actually,
the
no,
person that
that's
took
the actual
over
thing.
Megami's sister.
The only that's the other thing too, is that the only characters that really got that type of development were the two that were just guys who got cursed energy as a result of the culling games, and then one character that was relevant to Sukuna.
I think that's quite interesting though. Like, as someone who doesn't know that stuff, I'm gonna be interested, like, seeing that. Like,
Well,
it's
I'm
like,
saying
oh,
like
that's-
is that those were the only ones that we end up actively caring about.
I genuinely
Because
care about,
it's only because they got expanded upon. We actually got introduced to them as characters, and we have a reason to care. We don't have that same reason with everybody else.
There's some times where I feel like characters, you don't need to be 100% invested in them all the time. Just
That's
because the
not what I'm
character's
trying to
introduced.
say, though.
But-
I'm
but
saying
you're
give
saying
us
that,
something like at all.
But they do give us stuff.
'Cause
Very minimal, but it is something. So I'm trying to
No,
figure out what
it's like,
tangibly. Yeah.
I
So
care
give me an
much
example
about
of someone
them.
in the culling game that wasn't like given any information at all.
in terms of who they were like back then.
Yeah. And no, just like
anybody
it
that
doesn't have to be, it doesn't have
everybody
to be
that
back
Yuta
then.
fought.
Everyone that
Everybody
Yuta
that
fought?
you everybody Yuta fought in the culling games. The guy who Megami fights. The guy that that
The
weird
receipt
bitch
guy?
that
The receipt guy was pretty cool, actually. Not gonna lie.
Receipt guy?
That was,
What?
yeah, the receipt guy's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was, if anything, that showed like that Megami was evolving to the person that he needs to be. Like, even though like everyone calls him potential man, I truly think that was gonna be crazy. But I mean, you have the cockroach guy and everything that like literally just hyped up Yuta to show how strong he truly was. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone, given even like a 2-page, 1-page panel, is good enough for me. We don't need to be like handheld and be
I
like,
think-
hey,
then I
you
guess
need to
we
care
just
about
have
this
different
person.
standards then.
No, I would actually say I think
I
in
don't
this
think it's standards.
circumstance,
I think it's
with like
just,
how
like,
it's set up,
understanding
I
it.
agree with Bestis, bro. Personally.
Well, because the problem that I have is exactly that I don't have enough information on these characters, and the fact is that you're basically going towards my point that these characters only exist to push the other main characters forward, and not that we actually care about those characters at all.
But there are other characters that
They're like
push
they're like
other people
grunts
forward too.
that like basically
like,
you could
Bleach
have
and
they
stuff
could have
like
been literally anybody.
Mhm.
Like they literally could have been anybody.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is like they don't present a good dynamic for that character at all. They're just there as an obstacle.
I would say the way
And
you're
that's my
presenting
problem.
it. I mean, I don't know this because I haven't seen it all. Is that these people are essentially cardboard boxes with powers, and I'm sure that's probably not how they're presented.
That's how I see them. Like,
Well, but then
like,
again,
for,
like,
like,
I'm not saying that your point of view is wrong. By all means, being able to get more information on a character is always fun. It's always fun to get. Usually, if I really like love a series, all like what is it, the data books or any type of informational book that comes out, I'll have too, right? Like I have the data book on the JJK one with the character guide. Super fun read, understanding like more characters. But from just the manga alone, I think it's okay to not have characters that are 100% fleshed out. You can give it a little bit here and there. Not every character needs to. Not invalidating your point. I'm just saying, in every story doesn't need to follow the same 1, 2, 3 process.
Yes, I agree.
well, because here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is, the Culling Games is a collection of basically a bunch of potentially very important characters, right? And they're all strong in their own right.
But not all of them
I would-
need to be an important character. They
No,
can still
but-
be
but
there
I'm
to
saying
just
is that
show
these
the
are-
chaos that is involved in the Culling
But
Game.
how they're presented is that they should be. These guys aren't just foot soldiers. Like, it's not like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are fighting a bunch of members of like the Foot Clan. They're fighting like actual like named sorcerers that have very specific powers to them. I would think I would need to give like a little bit more information on who they are to get me to care about them, as opposed to they are a sorcerer, they have these powers, that's it.
So 2 questions for that one. how much information do you need about the individual person to
Anything.
be?
Anything
Okay,
about them
you
in
can't,
the past.
you can't say anything because they give you information on who they are. So you're telling me that you need a past information. Is that what I'm hearing?
We need fucking setup for them. Like they have to be a part of the world. I don't feel like they
But they
feel a
are.
part of the world.
Having
I feel
cursed
like they
energy,
were.
The only thing-
being a
the
part
only
of
thing
the
that
Calling
can-
games is
No, the only
making them a
thing-
part of the world.
The only thing that makes them a part of the world is that they're connected to Genjaku in some way, and that they have cursed energy.
But
They
they
are
also
no
have their own
different to any other
personalities,
character.
That's pretty
other
much
than
all you
that.
need to be involved into the Calling games, no?
Then I don't care about any of them. Like,
But that's okay. But to say,
it's
to say
so
you don't
fucking
care about
basic.
them,
There's no intrigue to them.
One
I don't
thing-
think
like,
it's
they
basic
don't-
if they use less information. I think that's different.
Sorry
Basic
to
would mean that
interrupt,
they would
boys.
follow the same. No, good.
I want to say this comment from Sijway. You guys can both say about it, but then we do have to end the stream because I've been lasting
Oh,
a
yeah.
while. But no, this has been fun. This is great. I'll have to bring Bestisbro on more. Sijway says, Megami Sister is a pretty egregious example. Think of it as an object test. If you were to replace her with an object that Megami still cares about, what about the story really changes? And then
If
Alf
you
says, is it
replace
me
her
or
with
anytime
a story?
Surfbone's on stream, it always leads to JJK debate? Damn right it does. Sijway also said, what I'm saying is that she's more of a plot device than an actual character, and when she inevitably dies, who cares other than Megami?
To be
caring?
fair, I was
Okay,
gonna say, to be
I'll
fair,
agree with
it was
that.
only because someone else brought up JJK that this turned into a JJK stream. And it just so happens to be that I'm so passionate about talking about JJK that
No,
it
I
just
like it.
continued on
Same
from
here,
this
same
point.
here.
It's good content.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
yeah,
exactly
who
what
wants to go first
I'm.
on that
That's
Megami
not exactly
point?
what I'm pointing.
I
That's
do
like-
want to answer
like-
that question though about
Mhm.
the Megami Sister.
Go for it. Go for it.
So I'm not using like the example of Megami Sister as the character. So I'm using that like the sorcerer that took over in the fight. That fought Sukuna when Megami was right. I'll just say that, no, not too many spoilers, but yeah, when that happened, right, I just think that sorcerer was introduced and shown and then given enough story time and then like kind of given it, but the fact that it was Megami Sister, that kind of hurt me a little bit because I'm like, whoa, I thought like that felt horrible, and then we kind of just like went on our day after that, and I felt
think-
really bad about that.
I think
I don't think that
you're
character was used very
misinterpreting
well.
his. I think you're misinterpreting his question. Because his
Am I?
question
It
is
said
that
Megami Sister is pretty egregious example of it. Example of it, an object.
Like, what
right?
would
So
have been
am I
different if they'd
assuming
been
like
an
the example that we're
object?
talking about
what is-
introduced sorcerers, or are we talking about something?
No,
else?
no, as in like
No,
the
what
what would
he's-
have been different if it'd just
he's-
been an object that he liked that had been destroyed rather than
yeah,
someone he
like
cares
basically what he's trying to explain is that Megami Sister is basically not a character, and her only identity is that she is Megami Sister, and that if she was replaced with something else that was basically Megami cares about this thing a lot, what really changes? And the change is nothing.
I think
That's
it would.
what he's trying
it
to
would
say.
change. It would change a lot if it was an object.
yeah.
The reason being is because from day one, when we're
Well,
introduced to
because you
Megami in
can
the,
you can arbitrarily make. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's just that
no, you're good. You're good.
you can make the object anything and make Megami care just as much. The problem is that Megami's character was never established at all as like, oh, I know who this person is. This is what their personality is. We don't know anything about his sister enough to care about him, other than that's Megami's sister, and that's the intrigue. That's
But
the
what
only
about
intrigue.
when we're introduced to so when
Like
Gojo?
Sorry, I was gonna say when Rukia gets captured, right? We care because it's Rukia, not just because it's someone that Ichigo like has like a best friend relationship with. You know,
Mm,
that's the
it-
biggest difference.
were they
Like,
not friends
Rukia's-
though? For like the 40 chapters that they were together, they weren't like.
Yeah, but I'm
doing
saying
fun
that's
stuff?
not. But the thing is that we know who Rukia is as a character. We had her character established. She has a personality. She has a dynamic with multiple different characters. So when she gets captured, it's not just character that Ichigo cares about a lot. Rukia is a character who has personality, who has goals, who has her own like drive, and she has an impact on the story.
Yeah, I
of
can
who-
agree with that.
But the problem is
We
that Megami's sister exists as a plot device.
Yeah,
Like
I can
simply
definitely agree
an
with that. That they
Yeah,
that they
and that's
didn't
what
use
that's what the
her.
guy was trying to say, that I've been trying to say about the other JJK sources, that they could have been anything, and they could have
But
been anyone, but they
are we
weren't.
talking
And
about the
because they're
sister though? The sister character herself though, no? Not the sorcerer that took her over? We're talking about
yes,
sister.
I'm not talking about the
Okay.
sorcerer, because I agree with you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the sorcerer that took her over is fine as a character, right?
Yeah, but if we're talking about the sister I can agree with. The sister wasn't fleshed out, but I don't think that, like, I understand maybe it would have benefited a lot to have it, but saying that like you can replace it with an object, I don't think is a fair comparison, because Megumi from day one, right? So the first time we're able to meet Megumi is when Gojo meets up with him right after the hidden inventory art, and he says like, you guys are going to be sold off to the Zenin clan A, B, and C, whatever, right? And then, do you want to go there? And then the first thing he asks is if his sister will be okay there, and Gojo immediately says no. So he immediately does not go to the Zenin clan and become Fushiguro, right? So that already points that like, okay.
Let me ask you a question. Why couldn't it? The thing is, if you replaced it with Megumi's brother, Megumi's mother, Megumi's dad, what changes?
Nothing. But that's fine.
Nothing changes, but you guys are saying
that's exactly my point, though, is that Megumi's sister doesn't have a character.
But I understand that.
And that was
with
what
you.
I was trying to establish. Well, because
I'm agreeing with you on that, but I'm telling you that when you guys say an object with an object he cares about, it's not the same. That's all I'm trying to agree. Like, I'm trying to agree with you that the sister character isn't as good, right? Because she hasn't been fleshed out. I understand that. That's a perfectly fine criticism. But to say that she can be compared to an object, I feel like it's disingenuous to how much
she kind of might as well be, but like.
But you can't say might as well be. You can't say might as well be if it can't be applicable.
I do actually have to agree with Bestis Bro in this, because there's a lot of, I mean, yes, there is like the whole like normative loading of like what a family member is, so it leads into other things of like Megumi's psyche.
Let him finish.
But there's not.
You've been interrupting all three of us.
But there's not like a I guess there hasn't been time in the story before for him to do that, especially if his health was bad, and it might just be the way we could argue this, maybe just the way the cookie crumbles with how their life has gone during this time, not just the author, but like the characters during this time period we see the story within. I think it's fine to know that it's Megumi's sister who's been taken over and how that might affect him later, especially with like the depression arc he goes through, like leading into some of that. Like he needed setup for that other than like him just being sad that he's been taken over. I think that works pretty well. It's pretty effective writing. But I do understand what you mean by like you would have wanted to make us feel more loss at losing Megumi's sister because we know her and to empathize with the character.
Because like here's a good example that I think JJK does well. Like we get the whole setup with the like who ends up being like the star plasma like vessel, right? Like it's not just she was just the star plasma. Like we have like a whole like arc around these characters protecting her, and then she goes like her own little arc of like first like being like, oh yeah, I'm the star platinum vessel, and then ends up going on this like much different journey, and then we end up experiencing her as like a personality, and like she's more than just that plot device, right? So then when she gets shot, we care more about that because of who she is as a character and how and because of the dynamics that she had with other people.
Yes.
Well, can I ask a question though?
That's needed.
I do want to ask a question. If you were to substitute her in any way, right? And you can mention any character, just a child, any other child that would just undergo their time, what is her defining characteristic as a character?
What is her defining characteristic is how she like builds like her dynamic with Geto and Gojo. Okay, because she's not just a character that sits there and says nothing all the time. But she's someone who actively talks to Gojo the whole time. She's someone who has like a place in the world and whatnot, and she has like this whole cry section. Like, because the thing is that because she has an established personality,
so what is that personality?
What is that personality? It's
because
it's a personality that exists is what matters, right?
Okay,
we don't get that with
but the personality is just someone that is a child that is thrown into again, like literally like every single.
But that's not a fair representation, though. because
hold on,
because at least
hold on. Again, I let you finish quite a few times. I let you interrupt me a few times. Let me just go on this one. So again, like it's a teenage child introduced into the world of jujutsu sorcery and having a big role in it. Multiple people have already done that within the story itself, right? And then you have the character. It's just pretty much like if you want to simple it down, like how you boil it down to like the simplest core, it's just a child that doesn't understand their role and just wants to be a child again. And that's pretty much like boiling it down to like the bare roots. The way they interact with other people, nice and everything, right? But again, if you want to boil it down like how you boil a lot of other characters down, she's just a child that like
but
her life is
the
cut short
reason
because
I
of
boil
the...
it down that way, sorry to interrupt you, but the reason I boil it down that way, with at least with the Megami's sister example, is because she has no established personality.
But
That's
okay.
that's the
I
difference
think
between
I
the
would
two.
I would argue with that though.
yeah, I think actually what you're speaking to is like your emotional resonance with them because you see them.
Mhm.
I don't think like what Bestis Pro is trying to get at is the fact that they are like any other child, like most generic children we would see. Still, we care about them. Still, it's nice to see them and how they react. But there isn't anything necessarily unique about this character that we see and grow an attachment to.
Granted, I think I need to reread that arc to get a better grasp on that, but I
Yeah.
feel like you understand what I'm trying to
I
say.
do as well.
With the whole
it's
thing.
yeah, it's like you want to gain that emotional connection to the character by seeing more of them. You want to feel that pain, like you want to know Megami's loss rather than just like it's his sister, because you're like I don't give a shit, it's his sister
Yeah.
that we've never seen. But I think that's where I say about it being what is it, effective writing in terms of like loading that without having to actually show it. But yeah, it probably would have been nicer to see like moments between him and his sister, and then like the despair of oh frick, he lost his sister, no, so we can like understand it more.
I think that's a fair thing, like to understand that. But I do also think that what is it? I think it's his sister, right? So you can kind of it's always based on like perspective. So if you've never undergone that or understand the minute details or whatever of like loss and stuff like that, maybe it doesn't resonate with you as much, and that's okay. It's okay to be like, hey, that didn't resonate with me. It's fine, but like to be like that didn't resonate with me, that's bad. I feel like it's just, I don't know, disingenuous.
That's fair. Well, I have to end the stream. This has been fun. Wait, Mix says fight back Ichigo. He will someday. I wasn't necessarily being literal with the object analogy, but that was the overall point. She's a plot device and a character. True, but a lot of characters in writing tend to be that and foils for the character and so on. Even if we grow that emotional connection to them and we see them grow and whatnot, they are usually just like things to help our character get to where they need to go and have us have
Even
that
one of my
emotional
favorite
presence.
characters is a plot device, Nanami.
Oh
Literally
yeah,
a plot
oh yeah,
device
oh
for GG.
Nanami's so
Literally
good.
the best
Like,
plot device, but
but he's not just a plot device though. That's my
but
point.
he had more time. He had more time to develop. He had a character. They put Nanami in. Nanami had to fulfill that role. When that role was fulfilled, he done. But he had a purpose. He had a longer role. There's a reason that he was there, like a lot longer. Also, he was supposed to.
Like he worked as a, because like there's a difference between he played his role and then he played his role well, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
obviously you can, because that's what I'm trying to say is if you're gonna have a character be this role in the story, then you need to be able to write them well and present them well.
to be fair, we're not
and
disagreeing
whatnot,
with you.
right?
I don't think we're not saying
Okay.
in that regard we're not. We're saying it would have been nicer to have had like scenes of Megami's sister and stuff and like get to know her. It would have been better.
That's what I'm.
I
that's what I've
just
been
don't.
trying-
I
that's
just
what I've
don't
been
think it
trying to
makes
say.
it bad.
Yes.
I just don't think it makes it bad because it's not resonated. Because for me, when she died, I was like, holy shit. There's like so much to unwind there too, right? One, Megami was watching it the entire time. Two, that's the only family he has left. All he knows is that his mom is gone, right? His father abandoned him, and all he knows is him and his sister, right? So that's the only person he's ever grown up with. He becomes this silent stoic type because, you know, I'm man, I must protect, right? Feeling like he's not allowed to, like, you know, do everything he can to sacrifice for his sister, right? So he watches his sister die by his own technique. That and when I'm like, dude, he's done. He's gone.
Yeah.
He had to watch that happen. I was like, that's horrible. But if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I find it because I'm like, I think I'm able to understand where he is without having to be told, right? Just because I don't see Megumi like constantly being there for his sister, I truly believe he was always there for her, always watching out for her, and being like a really like typical boy for his like sister, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, let me read these last two. Her defining characteristic to me is that she wants to have a place in the world and actually live for herself. Megumi's sister, I keep forgetting her name, just cares for Megumi, that's it. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Again, next time, maybe we have this conversation more for longer of it, because it's interesting to go into character analysis and talk about story work. Yeah. Peace out, Gyno. Thank you for the compliment on the animations. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll